All right, guys, welcome to the back nine. If you missed the front nine, be sure to head over to Gatekeeper for the front nine coverage. Now let's go to the back. All right, hole 10 is a 740-foot par 4. This is a great hole. This tee shot's very demanding. There's OB left, OB right, and you really just want to hold one over and hold straight as long as you can. As soon as you start hyzering out, you bring in OB and different variables like that. So holding a long distance shot, you know, 450, 500, holding it flat is sometimes tough to do, but this hole, it's a must to get in a good landing zone. So I'm just gonna throw a destroyer. I'm gonna throw it with a little bit of ante and try and hold it over as long as I can. Like I said, a lot of players naturally want to hyzer out, so I'm going to try and fight that. For some reason, the tee pad lines you up over there, and a lot of people favor the left side, but it doesn't give you a good angle into the basket. So I'm going to try and hold it over right as long as I can. See, that hyzered out a little bit, but it's going to be all right. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's try one more. I'm gonna try and hold it over even a little bit more if I can. But that one was pretty solid. Give me in a good landing zone to get a good look at a 3. It's pretty much the same shot with that one. It's a little bit farther left. Might even go OB actually. Sit. Okay. As you can see, I brought in the OB on the left-hand side in that second shot into play, which I really don't want to do. But for some reason, the way the tee pad's angled, it makes you want to go left more than the hole actually dictates. So there's a 500-foot sign, so you can see how far it takes and where our discs are at coming down the fairway. So 500 feet, it's hard to keep your disc flat. It still wants to hyzer out at this far away from the tee pad. So like I said, you can see, you go start going left, you can get behind these trees, you can go OB. So this first one is obviously a great spot to be, but it's still not. I don't even want to flirt with these trees or this OB over here. So there's a slope to the right, it kind of feeds to the right, and as soon as you crest that hill, there's an OB bunker long. So it's a really touchy shot. If you hit the hill with not enough speed, it's going to stop 30 or 40 short with a death putt. But if you go over the hill too far, you're going to slide into that bunker. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to hit it at the circle's edge and kind of trickle over that hill and really try to just trickle over the hill and with not too much speed, so that way I don't skip too far and risk going in that bunker. So speed control shot, trying to land flat into that upslope in front of the basket, kill the spin and slide up to it. Oh my, that was a horrible shot. That's OB right. Yeah, that was really bad. I gotta throw another one after that. But yeah, that's gonna be 30-foot putting for par. So I just pulled that really far right. And like, as you guys can see, there's a sidewalk over there. So you'll see when we get up there, but this time I'm gonna throw it a little farther left and make the adjustment. Try to throw the shot I was intending. There we go. That's a little better. So see how it slid up like that? I'm about 25 or 30 feet short. Didn't risk the OB like I did the first one. Yeah, the first one I didn't, it wasn't the speed control. I just completely missed my angle, missed my line on that. That was a misfire. A little something weird with my form on that shot. So something I obviously made the adjustment on the second one. So as you can see, you can kind of see this hill now, how it shapes up to be a fast green. I'll play from where I think it went out, probably somewhere right in here. But as you can see, this grass is really dead. It's like dirt, so it slides. Everything slides, and there's a bunker back there that if you crest that hill, you can go in that bunker pretty easily. So that's why I don't even mess with that. I land 20, 25 short most of the time. Obviously not that on this shot. So let's see if I can make this putt for par. All right, cool. Sweet. Saved a par on that. That was minimize the damage, and now you guys can kind of see the green. And this is obviously my ideal shot. I hit this one back there, and it trickled kind of to here. My ideal shot is to hit here and kind of trickle up to the basket. As soon as you start hitting and flying right here, you're gonna go boom and skipping over into the bunker back there, and you don't want that. So fast green on this hole, you can go be, right like I did. There's a lot of variables that were paying attention to, and distance control is super important.
What you sipping on there?
Green tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my morning drink. Out here
Coffee, right?
Yeah, sometimes I like coffee. I do, but during the season I try not to get too addicted to caffeine, you know. So I go with the green tea. A little less, it's got caffeine in it, but a little less caffeine. A little more healthy. All right, hole 11, par 3, 369 feet. This is a left to right shot with OB left, OB long right, and you really want to try and get up there for a putt. And I'm going to be throwing a monster on this hole. I'm going to be throwing right at the cameraman and fading off of him to the right. And I'm favoring the right-hand side because there's OB. You can see the boards. The OB is actually in front of the boards. So you definitely don't want to go long left. So I'm going to go play short right, and 25, 30 feet short right is a good shot. Obviously, I'm trying to park it, but if anything, that's my miss. So I'm going to throw a monster. So that looks pretty good if it skips. Yeah, that's going to be parked. So that's pretty much money. I threw that a little wide, it got away with it. I'm going to throw one more. So this distance for me is like right between. So I like to go upgrade to the disc I think is going to get there quicker and not have to throw as far. This one's going to be a Firebird, so I'm going to throw it harder and see if I can get it there. Yeah, I see the Firebird didn't quite get there. Didn't put enough torque on it. Oh, maybe. That one's pushed the OB line to the right, actually, the sidewalk up there. So this is a good shot. I pushed the OB a little bit here, but it kind of looks like I'm closer than the shot really was, because I'm really fading farther right. So just tap this in, get the easy 2 on this hole. Monster is a good disc for me, and really just focus on hitting the fairway and fading off of this OB line back towards the basket. Hole 12, 396 foot par 3 uphill. We got a sidewalk to the right and we got a slope on the left-hand side. It's a tricky green. You got to really enter this green with the right speed, and I'm going to be going with the max. I'm throwing along the sidewalk, trusting it, and coming fading back left. So I'm going to just kind of ride the edge of these tree lines with a little bit of ante and really try to get this distance right. I've thrown the shot a couple times, so I kind of know what speed to come into this green. You really want to make sure to not land with too sharp of an angle, you'll skip. But at the same time, you don't want to turn it because there's a sidewalk on the right. So yeah, I like that one a lot. Looks like it's far right and then it's going to skip back left. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's probably about 25. I'm going to try and throw one more, and I'm going to try and throw a little bit farther left, but I'm really actually happy with that shot. That might be 25, 30 feet short. This one I'm going to try and make the adjustment and park it. That's a little bit too far left. Okay, yeah, so that one did what I said earlier. It just hyzered out too much. It probably skipped, so it's probably going to end up 30 or 40 feet left and short. So yeah, like I said, it was about 25 feet. I probably hit right there, did a little trickle roll, and landed right here. So I'll just straddle out. So yeah, that's Champion Max on that hole. And that second one was a little more overstable Champion Max, so that's why it landed pretty much like I told you guys, short left. It was a little more overstable. And the straighter one landed over there, but I brought that tree into play. And if you land behind it, you can have a really tough putt. Hole 13, par 3, 387 feet uphill with a bunker short, and the basket's placed just past the bunker. I'm trying to throw a shot, air shot, probably 30 or 40 feet long and left of the basket. That's the best putt without any bunkers in the way. So I'm trying to go over the bunkers and skip past the basket to give myself a putt. The bunkers are right in the landing zone, so you really gotta be cautious. And I've thrown the shot enough times to where I can kind of feel my distance control, and I can kind of know exactly where my shot's gonna land, even though it's blind, because I've thrown the shot so many times. So I'm gonna try and throw it just on the edge of this tree at that Innova flag, somewhere like that, and fade off of it and carry left. And hopefully I can hit the right distance, show you guys the ideal putt to spot, the ideal putt that I want on the hole. That looks like it's gonna be, might be all right. I didn't throw that high enough. It feels like it's in the bunker, just for me playing this hole a lot. I'm gonna throw one more. That one was too low. I like being left like that, but that one was just way too low. So I'm gonna throw one more and try and throw a little higher. Oh, that's better. That has potential to go over the bunker. That's close. That feels like it's in the bunker too. But yeah, I like throwing that straight at it shot, because even if I land in the bunker, it's aggressive. I have a chance to skip out of it and have a 2-putt. But if I go in it, I'm probably gonna be in it close to the basket to where I can just tap in for a 3. As you can see, I was probably flirting with this bunker. Even if I go in it, obviously that's not what I'm going for, but I can still have a high percentage to make a par. And so that's kind of my reasoning behind being aggressive, is I can get a putt like this, or like that second one that I thought this one was in the bunker, so I made the adjustment to throw it deep. And that's a super safe play, because I'm putting back away from the bunker and still have a chance for a 2. So pumped to get the 2 on that one. That's kind of can be a challenging, tricky hole. And just got just barely over that lip of that bunker. A lot of times if you catch it, you can roll back into it. And this is another putt, like I said, totally makeable. I'll putt it for once. But this is ideal landing zone back here. Not risking the bunker, not really risking the OB or any of these other spots. So this is a high percentage to land here, and very makeable, as you can see. So that's hole 13. T-bird 3 is the shot, and hopefully I can give myself a putt, not being in the bunker. All right, hole 14 is 798 foot, par 4, dog leg left. I'm trying to throw a destroyer out straight and have it hyzer back into the middle. You can see the tree on the left and the tree on the right. That pretty much determines the fairway. And I'm really just trying to land, 450, 500 feet down there and give myself a putter up shot into the basket. So I'm really just trying to throw a high hyzer over top of these short trees that you can see, and just kind of fade a nice consistent hyzer into the fairway. That looks good. A little wide, but it's gonna skip back in the middle. Yeah. Throw one more. I like to keep it nice and high, so that way I'm riding over the OB and have a great chance to come back in, even if I throw it a little too far right. That's riding over the OB, but it's gonna be safe. It's gonna skip back. Yeah. So I'm in the fairway. I have a good angle in. I like being a little bit right, because then you have a better angle into the basket. If you're left side, there's some trees that can kind of block you coming into the basket. So I'm really trying to favor a little bit right and have the best angle in. All right, so you can see now why I want to be kind of in the right side pocket of the fairway instead of being over there. You can see once you get up towards the basket, there's that bushy tree that can kind of block you. To whereas if I'm here, I have a nice wide open shot that I can enter the green in. So if you guys can see the shadow up there, so I'm playing into that shadow. I'm throwing a rock from here. I'm probably about 300 feet away. And I'm just trying to play into the short hill and kind of trickle up like I've been doing on a lot of the holes. Hit into the hill and kind of just sit it. So I can throw it as hard as I want, as long as I know that if I hit the hill, it's just gonna stop. As long as I don't throw it too high and air it over the basket, because is OB sidewalk long. So if I land somewhere in that shade spot, that's ideal for me. That's looking good, really good. Sit. Oh my, I misgauged the distance a little bit. That probably is gonna be OB. I'll try one more. And I'm gonna throw the same shot with the rock and just try to throw it a little lower. I just crested the hill, if you saw, and so that's why it skipped. If I just throw it lower, I can hit into the hill and sit instead of skip on top of the hill and skip out past the basket OB. So that's even fine. It's gonna slide on the green and slide up to the basket. So yeah, you saw that. That's probably inside the circle. It doesn't look that close, and it's kind of a death putt, but it's still inside the circle. I mean, that's, I'd like to get it closer, but I kind of played that second one safe because I saw how that first one kind of carried. I'm still learning, so I learned to throw it low. Even if I hit this worst case scenario, I hit the green, slide up, and have a 30-foot death putt, but at least I'm putting for birdie instead of automatically putting for par if I'm OB. I'm not 100% sure that I'm OB, but I have a feeling that I am. Wow, looks like I got lucky again. Did I hit this tree?
Yeah, that was a little lucky.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I had a total feeling that I hit the tree. That's so funny. So it looks like I hit the tree and got super lucky. As you can see, I crested the hill. And as you can see, as soon as you crest the hill, there's nothing to stop your disc. It's all short grass and super fast green. So I got lucky and hit the tree with this one, but I know it wasn't, you know, it wasn't my ideal shot. So I'm not gonna be too excited about it because I didn't completely execute the shot like I 100% wanted to. And that's the more of the shot. Even though that's closer, you can't really get caught up in being result oriented because that hit a tree and dropped, whereas this was good speed, good shot, good angle, high percentage play, to whereas you can't play the ricochet off the tree all the time. So this one, I'll putt this one because this is gonna be a, you know, pretty likely spot. But as you can see, hit the green, slid up to 25, 30 feet, and I'm just trying to hit anywhere in this hill. And as you can see, it just stops, to whereas if I fly the hill, it's gonna really carry, and that's not what I want. So that's what I'm thinking of in this shot, throw into the hill. All right, hole 15 is a par 3, 459 feet. It's a left to right. You'll see some rollers. I'm gonna be throwing a sidearm, and the biggest factor on this hole is you'll see the tree on the right-hand side of the fairway. If I can throw a shot that fades just right at that or right in front of it, I'm super happy. The green goes down into a bowl, so they like to feed down into the green. So I'm gonna throw a nice high sidearm and try and feed my disc into the green. So that's a little bit right, but hopefully it feeds off the hill a little bit. A little short. I'll try one more. And I'm gonna try and carry it a little bit straighter before a hyzer. This one I'm gonna try and throw a little straighter and get that extra glide. That one's actually gonna, if it hyzers, it's gonna be good. Yeah, there we go. So that's gonna play right by that tree. If I have a 40-footer. And that second one's good. The first one's not bad, but I'm trying to really get that extra glide on that second one. All right, as you can see, I kind of missed the bowl here. I threw it a little bit short, but I still have a putt. Yeah, like I said, ideally is to be right by that tree is my aiming point. And if you can skip, you get a lot of trickle and a lot of filter down to the basket. But I'm left a little short, but it's still be pretty aggressive with the putt. So there we go. Didn't stop us from birdieing. I birdied every hole so far, literally. That's how you birdie it, even if you miss the bowl. All right, this brings us to hole 16. It's a par 4. It's a change from last year. It's a dogleg left. It's 888 feet. So I'm throwing a hyzer. I'm throwing a Star Destroyer down this right gap. Just trying to hit the gap, try and land somewhere near the cameramen where they're standing right now. 450 or 500 feet again. That's the name of the game out here. Throw bombs, throw destroyers, and trying to land in a good landing zone to set myself up for a sidearm into the basket. So I'm trying to glide. I'm trying to throw like a glidey hyzer. That way it flips up and carries for as long as I can. And I'm really just trying to glide out there as far as I can, so that way I can have an easier and shorter upshot as possible. But I'm initially obviously just trying to hit this gap with a lot of power and really just try and bomb it down there with hyzer. So I pulled that a little right, but it's gonna come back and skip pretty hard. Yeah, so a little wide. I'm totally fine with that, but just me being the perfectionist, I'm trying to throw it a tiny bit more left because I made myself in the hole a little bit longer than it needs to be. This one I'm gonna throw a little farther left. There we go, that one's a little better. I didn't glide quite as much, but I'm still fine with that. Both those I can get up and down from, and really that's all that matters. So I'm just playing for a 3 on this hole. It's a tough par, oh, I guess they call it a par 5, but I'm playing for a 3 no matter what. All right, this second shot's pretty far. I'd say it's probably playing 400 to 450. I'm gonna throw a sidearm. I threw my drive almost 500, so that means I've got about 380 to 400 uphill, playing a little pretty far, and a little bit of an uphill run up here. But I'm trying to favor the left-hand side of the basket because there's a little bit of a fast green on the right-hand side, so try and bomb a sidearm up there. That looks like it's gonna be a good skip off the green probably and go back towards the basket. So yeah, that's a money shot right there. I'm gonna throw one more just for practice, but that one's pretty much what I'm looking for, a little bit short and putting right at it. Same with that, it's gonna skip off the green and be right up there by the basket. So the green's definitely my friend right now. Same shot as the other one, and I'm just using the green, skip off of it, skip right to it. So yeah, as you can see, hit the green and then hit the upslope and stopped it. And that's why I'm trying to land on the left side. As soon as you start going right of the basket, you skip over there and bring the OB into play where there's no OB over here in play. So that's why I'm favoring. A lot of times you'll see me favor one side of the basket versus the other. So the blue one was the first one. So I will tap out from here. Keep the perfect round going and keep rolling. All right, hole 17, 457 foot par 3, sidewalk on the left, and pretty much that's the right side's where you want to land. For me, I'm throwing right of the basket, 25, 30 feet. I don't want to mess with the sidewalk left, so I'm throwing a T-bird 3 just to control the distance. I know if I throw a T-bird 3 real hard, I can get, this is like the perfect distance for the shot. So if I threw a destroyer, it might go deep. So I'm throwing a T-bird 3, throwing a little bit of turn on it, trying to land about 30 to 35 to the right, towards those orange flags on the right-hand side. Yeah, that's so money. It's gonna come back left and be like completely parked probably, looks like. Yeah, that's so money. I'm gonna throw one more, not that I really need to, that was a perfect shot. But I'm gonna try and throw this one a little bit farther right. I threw that one right and then just kind of hyzered out right at the basket. That's the beauty of throwing right, because even if I pull it left, I park it. If I throw it right where I want to, I'm still putting 25, 30 feet. So, see, that one's a little bit more left too. That has a chance to go OB, and I think it's gonna, yeah. So that second one is exactly why I'm trying to throw right. Luckily, the first one's the one I'm playing, but the second one I showed you why I'm trying to aim right, because I don't want to go across the sidewalk. All right, so you can see I threw it into this hill right here. I threw it far enough right to where it just hit the hill and stopped, whereas the other one I threw it crested the hill and skipped left across the sidewalk. Keep the perfect round going with the tap in. But my ideal shot is to land anywhere from there all the way back to the right and just take that, you know, anywhere inside 25, 30 feet putting with a wide open putt, not risking OB. High percentage play, that's what I'm all about. All right, hole 18, 720 foot uphill par 4 to a guarded basket with OB on the left, long, and lots of lakes to deal with. So for me, I'm gonna take the aggressive shot. I would say it's the hardest tee shot of the day for me based on my play. I'm going to the second peninsula where the cameramen are. So I'm gonna try and actually land right where they're at. If I can hit them, that's a great spot. A lot of people land short and then take the risk on the second shot. I try to go big on the first shot and land safe, and then take my easier up shot. But there's a lot of variables that go into the shot. There's an upslope that I'm trying to get just past, but stop my disc on the upslope to where I have a good run up. To where if I hit the upslope and stop, I got a weird uphill run up to where it's a lot harder of a second shot. So I'm trying to land on the top shelf of that little second peninsula there, and see if I can't do it. That looks good. I like that a lot. You sit. Yes. That's so perfect. So I land on top shelf and I have a nice flat run up as opposed to being short left. There's a little uphill there that I don't really want to be on. And so I'm just on top of that top shelf. It's tough to get up there because you can skip and roll and go into the lake if you're not careful. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna go with a nice smooth putter shot, or maybe even a rock, just to get it up there. Throw it nice and low. So the reason behind throwing low is because I can just hit the hill and stop. If I throw it high, kind of try and float it in, I risk going over top into the OB. So I'm gonna try and throw it pretty low, just a laser beam, and my speed control is just gonna be running into the hill about 20, 25 short, giving myself a nice, hopefully easy putt. Yes, that looks so good. Sit, don't go far. Sit, sit. Oh no, sit. Oh, that's so close. I carried the hill, but I think I'm safe. I hope I'm safe. I really hope I'm not OB. Oh man, so I went over the hill a little bit too far, as you saw. I was trying to just go into the hill, but I think I hit the top of the hill just enough to slow it down to where it didn't carry deep OB. Yes, I'm safe. Yes. That's awesome. Looks like I'm safe and I can tap in for the 18 for 18 under. That's how you shoot a mic'd up 18 right there. I think I hit this tree and got lucky again. Yes. 18 for 18, guys. Thanks for joining me. That's how you play disc golf right there. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for the mic'd up practice round out here at the Innova Course for the 2021 LVC. Be sure to check out the front nine at Gatekeeper Media and obviously the back nine here on the Innova channel. Also, I got my channel, Saki Bomb, on YouTube. Check that out. Got some cool stuff coming. And thanks again for joining me.